Good morning everyone, my name is Rick and I welcome you back to my channel. Today I have somewhat of an interesting video because I got some Hoyas from Thailand and I'm going to be sharing it with you. So it's not really an unboxing because I already took them out of the box and I planted them. I just cannot take the suspense of what's in the box, so as soon as it gets in the house I open it right away and I acclimate them. So I got the box on Wednesday and they're all acclimated and planted, so I will show them to you later on in the video. So right now I'm just going to give you a short garden walk and then we will get to the Hoyas I got from Thailand and a few others that I want to show you, even a begonia that I took out of my terrarium that I have in the house. So yeah, what a difference a couple weeks makes. It's been up in the 70s and 80s and down in the 60s for like 10 days, and the plants are really putting out a lot of activity, a lot of peduncles, a lot of flower buds, and a lot of new growth. So let me walk around and show you guys some of what's going on. So one of the first plants I have here to show you guys is this dendrobium, and it has I think 5 flower spikes. I think this is Dendrobium aggregatum. See, I probably am not saying it correctly, but as you can see, around mid-February it starts putting out these flower spikes, and they're really bright yellow flowers, and really signifies springtime here in Florida for me. So this, I will keep you guys posted, and it should be in bloom in maybe 2 weeks, maybe a little less. So yeah, and Swiffer's over here following me. I hope I don't trip on her. So yeah, this UT33 is getting probably 5 hours of direct sun. As you can see, it's about 11:30 here in Florida right now, and it'll get sun until about 3 o'clock. And I bought out this Finlassonii Mainam from the greenhouse, but I think it's getting too much sun. I'm gonna have to move it back into a shadier spot, because what I find is that the Finlassonii and the Meridithii and Callistophyllus, Hoyas of that nature, the really veiny ones, don't like a lot of direct sunlight. So keep it to a minimum, and if you have under a 50% shade, that should be good enough for them. So yeah, the orchids are doing really well. They're really enjoying these warm, a little humid. It's getting a little humid too. I think the humidity gone up to 70%. So, and with the temperatures up in the 80s, you can really feel it. So my bromeliad here that I'm enamored with, and it flowers for me every year. It's a Raceae simplex, and as you can see, it gets these really brackets of flowers that hang down about usually a yard long. They get really showy, and these last for I think a couple months at least. And I really love this plant so much that I've been trying to propagate it as much as I could, and it pups pretty well. I've had it for 3 years, and I've taken some pups and shared with people, and they do pretty well. And I'll show you one of the pups I started, and this is probably a year away from blooming. So I'm really excited to have this flowering for like 2-3 months. It's really showy. Let's see, this is the, people seem to like this plant. The flower is really gorgeous. The EPC 1002. And this over here is a Hoya affinis Burtney that I got from a local right up the street here. He was getting rid of some of his plants, and I went over there and I picked up this huge plant. It's about 3 feet long, and I put it here so I can get quite a bit of sun, because they really look best when they get a little more sun than not. So other things here that are doing really well, my icensis is putting out peduncles. I think there's 3 peduncles that are going to be blooming pretty soon. And my AH is doing really well out here too. The new leaf is really, really veiny. Love it. And my nonuch loves the spot. I had it in the greenhouse over winter, but brought it out here because it put out basically all this growth last summer. And this is the Hoya Perfection. I thought I had lost it because I left it out in the cold when it got down to 37 degrees, but it seems like it's gonna make it. It's as you can see, some of the leaves got some spots, but I hope that it will survive. And here's my Hoya I. It's a cooler growing Hoya, and I don't have a lot of hope that it will ever bloom for me unless I have it in the inside the house. So I might do that. I don't have that many, if any, houseplants, but for this guy, I would really, really love to see it bloom. And I did bring the Hoya occultata out of the greenhouse because I had it over here all of most of last year. When it got cold, I moved it into the greenhouse, and as you can see, it's starting to bloom again, and it has 1, 2, 3 peduncles. So this guy has bloomed for me at least, I would say, 50, 60 times in the span of a few months. So it's definitely a Hoya that everyone should try out if they like frequent bloomers. Hoyas get the reputation of being shy bloomers, but not this one. This one is really a people pleaser when it comes to blooms. So yeah, basically just a lot of new growth. Some of the my Dendrobium spartioides did not make it, or most of it didn't make it. Maybe down at the bottom there's some viable canes, but we'll see. So yeah, let's go in the backyard and look at a few things, and then I will show you what was in that box. So there's a lot of birds, a lot of parrots. That's all the noise that you hear. This morning there was a woodpecker that woke me up basically. I heard some parrots earlier, and there's quite a few other birds migrating through, but everything is really coming to life here in my garden, so that's really exciting. And the new leaf on the Jose Bueno is quite gorgeous. And yeah, there's just, I put the Philodendron patriciae over here. Hopefully it'll like this spot, and the leaves keep going. They can get up to like 3 feet long. So let me go now and highlight some of the plants that were in the box. The first one I want to share with you guys is this AH30. It's one of the plants that came on Wednesday from AH Hoya Nursery in Thailand. I believe it's a hybrid. Don't know the parents, but it's quite cute. It has a little point like a Hoya Decii. It's pretty veiny, and it's really cute. It looks like they travel well, and hopefully I can get a huge plant out of it. And this one is AH001, and then you can see the leaf is quite big. It's quite veiny. Sunlight is a little weird, and you can see it gets pretty splashy. I didn't like to travel. You got a little some browning of the leaves, but I sprayed it with Fizan, and hopefully I could save this plant and grow it out nicely. So this is AH001. And the next one I got was this Hoya I. Not knowing much about it, I asked the vendor to send me some unusual plants. I didn't make a list of stuff that I wanted. I just told her to put a box together for me, and these are the ones that she sent me, which I love the element of surprise. So when I open the box, I get to find out what I got. So this is Hoya I, and it lost the leaf in travel, but it looks like the rest of the plant looks pretty healthy, and I'm excited to grow this one out. And this is Hoya MAPUGURA. It's not one I got in the box on Wednesday. This one I got from a friend of mine, Carla, in Michigan, about, I would say about 5-6 months ago. And it was a one node cutting, and it did really well rooting it in my soilless mix. And about 2 weeks ago, I took that root ball of my soilless mix and I just placed it on top of about half of the pot, half the cup with leca. And it just took off, and it's putting out lots of new growth. And it seems happy, so I'm just gonna leave it here. Hopefully it'll bloom. If it starts looking a little unhappy, I might remove it from this mix and try another method of growing it. So yeah, that's Hoya MAPUGURA. And this is just an update on my Hoya CARNOSA queen. And I am going to show you, when I got this plant, it had a lot of splash, and it continued to get new leaves with splash. And this newer leaf here is really splashy, so I'm really content that this plant has kept its splashy habit. So yeah, that's Hoya CARNOSA Crimson Queen, really splashy one. And it's growing out pretty well. It has 2 growth points now, and hopefully it'll triple in size this summer. And this Hoya came in the box on Wednesday, and it was a really nice sized Hoya, and it's really gorgeous. The leaves are quite big. They get splashy, and they get a really dark edge, as you can see on this leaf. This is Hoya Yuna. I think I'm saying that correctly. And it's quite beautiful, and it's pretty veiny and splashy, and has a lot of characteristics, leaf characteristics, that a lot of the Hoya collectors really enjoy seeing. So let's see if I can get a nice picture of the whole plant. Hoya Yuna. And this is the only non-Hoya of today's video. Here on the podium is a begonia silver dollar. I bought a tiny little plant about a year ago on eBay, and I placed it in my terrarium, and it wanted to take over. So all this came out of my 20-gallon terrarium, and there's still about that much left inside the terrarium. And it's quite a gorgeous begonia because it has a lot of silver, and You can see all shades of different purples and pinks, and has nice nice veins. So it's a very easy to grow begonia, and it's quite attractive, and it's just one of my favorites. So if you don't have this plant, look for it. It's definitely worth growing if you like leaves and you like easy to grow begonias. And the next one here did come in the box from Thailand on Wednesday, is this Hoya Sigilatus silver, and it's labeled Sigilatus silver AH001. And you can see from these leaves they're quite stunning and almost covered in splash. You can see it's a nice size plant that Nata sent me, and has a very healthy looking peduncle that looks like it'll make it, and I will get a bloom hopefully this summer so I can share it with you guys. And the last Hoya I have for you today is a Hoya that came in the box on Wednesday, and I had never seen it before. I'd never heard of it before, but this is the one that stood out to me and got me all excited on Wednesday. Is this Hoya. It was labeled species Indonesia splash, and I don't know if you can tell, but all these leaves are totally very splashy. And I really love the size and the kind of splash that it has. It's like really unique looking. Quite a beautiful Hoya. I can imagine how gorgeous it'll look when I have a nice full basket of it. I'm really excited about it, actually, to grow this one out. So. And Swiffer is wrapping her tail around me. She must want something. So that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I like to share new Hoyas with you guys all the time, so please come back every Sunday. I upload a new video, and you'll never know what you're going to see on Rick and Swiffers.